Right then, folks, welcome back. Another episode of Non-League to Premier League. Changes are afoot. I'd just like to talk to you about them before we get into our first game of league football today. Hope you all had a great weekend. I did. We're here now. We're going to get straight into things. We'll run the intro in a minute. I'll talk to you about the intro as well just before we do. Originally, the idea was to create an intro with highlights from Solihull Moors themselves so you could get to see a little bit of the players from the club doing their thing. Great club. I actually got full support from the club, reached out to them. The media officer was really kind in saying use the highlights. Obviously, with COVID being the way that it is, it's hampered that a little bit because where they haven't been able to play, obviously then you've got waterlogged pitches and stuff like that. We've not got as many highlights as we would like. Also, on away days, the footage is actually the opposing team's footage, so I can't use that without reaching out to each individual club, so it's turned into a bit of a nightmare that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new intro completely, so you're going to have to bear with me. That's probably going to take me a couple of weeks because I want to get it right. I only want it to be about 15-20 seconds long. Going to stick with the same music, but the animation's going to change, so we will have a new intro coming up, but for now, let's run the intro and get into the game. So then, here we are, just before we play Salford. We've got a lot to discuss in the downtime in the off-season. Obviously, we released a few players, sold a couple of players, and we had some transfers come in. So, before we get anywhere, the club finances, with the way that I do friendlies, we have increased our financial status greatly. We was in the negative before we come back. We're now up to 370 grand. We was at just over £400,000. So that money is again going to get chunked away out. But obviously with the cups coming up, hopefully can have a bit of a cup run, get a little bit more money in that way. We've got more season ticket sales, hopefully be a bit more merchandising as well go on. So we're hoping that we can stay above zero really this year. If not, we should be able to make it up again in the friendlies next year. But we're in a nice position, and you can see that if we come into our club vision, we were scheduled to repair the financial damage done to the club in the next 2 years. We smashed that in just one off-season. So if you do your friendlies right, guys, you really can help yourselves financially. Now, the way to do this, if you don't know already, is when you come to scheduling things, you can create a little league. So when you go into arrange friendly, so we'll just go here for instance, instead of going for just a friendly match, if you come here and then select league, it will give you the option of 3 fixtures. Now the fixtures are all back to back, so you're going to have to make sure that you've got a squad that you can rotate, because obviously you don't want to get all your best players injured in pre-season. That would be an absolute nightmare. Just going to move that camera down a little bit as well. And then you can choose, obviously, your larger reputation team. So for each team, you get a certain amount of money. So if we just go every time into one of the higher brackets of the monies for us, let's go St Mirren. And then for the last match here, we go larger reputation teams, foreign. So, I mean, you could actually make a lot more money by getting all foreign teams in here by the look of it. So we do that. This is where it really pays off to have a look at what's going on. So, larger reputation teams, foreign again, 46 grand. That's going to be the highest one. So for each one, you can see. So in total, we have to pay out 142,000, but we get 191,000 back. Like 50 grand for us as a club, the way that we are at the minute, that's maybe 2 months worth of wages. That's huge. So it really does add up when you're doing these things in pre-season. So we can cancel that anyway. I just wanted to show you exactly what it was that I do so that I can help boost the finances a little bit. And you'll see, pre-season, we've actually played really well against teams who are above us in standing. So we drew with Ipswich, we drew with Bolton, we lost to Watford, unfortunately. We beat Bradford, who are in the same league of us. We beat, struggling to speak, guys, don't know what's going on. We beat Brada 3-1. We then drew with Barnsley 0-0. We played Aston Villa, obviously Premier League team. We lost 3-2, put up a really good fight. And then I just wanted to give us a bit of a confidence booster before we got into the season itself. Obviously, we've had quite a few difficult games where we've either been kind of level with the teams we're playing or below them really slightly in terms of quality. So we played Buckingham Athletic, absolutely smashed them 8-0. Could have been a whole lot more, but very, very happy with the performances coming in. So, if we go into the competitions, we are expected to fight bravely against relegation. And I can't remember where the media thing is. Media predictions. Can we get into the media predictions? I've lost it completely, haven't we? Competition review, maybe. No. I've lost it, guys. Right, so I forgot where the media predictions are. Well, I can't now tell you where we are expected to finish in the media, which is a little bit unfortunate because I've forgotten how to do it. I'll have to look that up and have a go for next time. But we're expected to go down, I would imagine, or fight very, very bravely about it. I think, personally, that we should be able to finish mid-table. Now, I know, obviously, our challenge is to get into the Premier League, but our first and foremost goal this season is to make sure we don't go down by any means necessary. Whether that means that we have to really go defensively at times, I don't know. But I'm more of a philosophy of trying to attack. I like attacking football. Obviously, there are some very, very good teams in this league, but I think we've got that little bit of quality. So if we come into our transfers then, and we go to transfer history, first thing I've got to do is go to the end of last year because we brought in 2 players who, for some reason, 3 players actually, who for some reason are counted as last year's because they're coming at the end of their contracts, which was June, so not officially during our down season. So first and foremost then, Ethan Burnett from Southampton. Very, very good young midfielder, only 19 years old, got a lot of potential. Decent stats, well, attributes, not stats, as it stands. Room there for improvement. So as a backup to Jamie Osborne and Reece Cole, very, very good. We need that strength in depth. So I was really pleased with that signing. Coming in there then, we've then got Daniel Iagoke. Very, very good right back. Could potentially replace Cameron Cox on that right-hand side. However, you'll see in a minute, he's now our backup right back, which is absurd because he's ridiculously good. He's only 18 years old, and you can see from the coach's summary here, he's got potential to be a League One right back in the future. So very, very good. We've improved the right back position tremendously. And then we've also brought in Will Trizzard, another youngster from Southampton, central defender. Very, very solid. Only 18 years old. Again, when you come to the coach summary, because we've done scouting beforehand, it's got the potential to be a very good leading League 2 player. So we've brought people in to be at the level where we are. Now, you already know about the transfers out from last season, so I'm not going to go through those. So across we come to this season then. We let Jamie Ward go to Linfield on a free transfer, purely for his wages. And the same with Adam Rooney. Adam Rooney was on $2,500 a week. Now, for a non-league side, obviously we was in non-league last season, that is a tremendous, tremendous wage. And we just can't afford to keep him on the books when he's not playing. If he was a regular starter, by all means, I'd have kept him at the club. But we took the $6,000 and got the wages just freed up completely. So, really, really happy with that there. So, people that we've brought in then. Leston Hughes. I think it's Leston. It might be Easton Hughes, actually. Right back. This is the man that I was telling you about. If you look at his attributes, very, very good mentals. He's got great physicals. He's only 18 years old, so he's only going to improve. Even his technicals, to be honest, at this stage, very, very good. So, we're impressed. And then when you come into his potential and where he can reach, they think, our coaches, our scouts already think that he's got the potential to be a championship player. So if we can keep this lad with us, then obviously he'll progress with us as we're going up the leagues, and hopefully somebody we can have in the squad for quite a long time. We then brought in our own version of Jamie Vardy. I know that I love Charlie Ball, and he did very well for us last season, but I've got a few concerns about him in the way that he dropped off. So Will Russ comes in, an exciting young prospect, only 18 years old. He's got the potential to be a League One striker, and is actually already at a better ability than Charlie Ball is rated from all of our coaches and scouts, so that's good. But is also a pressing forward. So we're really excited about whether we can get him onto press, and with that high press, obviously, hopefully, bring in some goals. Adam Wilson then. Very, very versatile player. His attributes don't necessarily do him justice in why we've brought him in, but he can play all along the front line. So from striker to all the attacking midfield positions that we use. Technicals do need a little bit of work. He is 21 years old, so he's not going to progress as quickly as some of the other lads that we've got in. But as a backup, fantastic player. He's played really well in the off-season, and again, has got the potential to be a solid League 2 player. So, with a run of games in the team, he'll be where we need him to be. I'm going to skip a couple of them. So then we've got Curtis Anderson. Backup goalkeeper who I brought in first. Is actually going to be playing in our under-23s for the simple fact we've got somebody with a lot more potential in than him now. But very, very good. You can see from his attributes, not a bad backup goalkeeper at all. He'll do well in the under-23s. We'll probably look at loaning him out next season, in fairness. He's not going to be a mainstay. If I'd have known that the other player was going to come up on the scout reports before I signed Anderson, I wouldn't have brought him in. And then Tom Solanke. Great player. Midfielder, but we're going to use him in a defensive midfield position and also in the ball-winning midfield position. So he's got a little bit of training to do. He's not quite where we want him to be yet, but he's got the right mindset and he's got the right physicals to play in that position and play it very, very well. So he should be able to stick with us for at least 2-3 seasons. So every signing that I'm making at the moment, it's all with forward vision. And then we come into possibly the two most exciting signings of all. We brought in Ronnie Conley from Guiseley. Now, when you look at him, it doesn't look that spectacular. You look at his mentals, very decent. You look at his physicals, and actually they're quite fantastic. And his technicals aren't too bad at all. But then you've got to remember, folks, this lad is 16 years old. So, potential is massive. So, he's operating already at a Vanarama national level. So, he's not far off of where we are at the minute. And he can improve a lot in the future. We're going to give him quite a lot of game time this season. Obviously, we can't knacker him out. We can't kill him. And we've got Cox on that right-hand side, who is an immense player and probably going to be in the team for a long time. But the rotation between those two, I see being really, really good for us. Then, last of all, Jeff Felipe. Again, you look at his mentals. His mentals could probably do with a little bit better work, but good determination, good positioning, very good physicals. And as you can see from his technicals, for a goalkeeper at 16 years old, absolutely fantastic. Again, potential to actually go on and improve so much. So we're hoping to keep him at the club a long time. I've signed him on a contract till 2024. He could well actually push Ryan Boot out of the team this season if Boot has a really bad run of form. So coming into the inbox just before we get into the game today then, you'll see that we are 3-1 to win against Salford today. They are massive favourites against us. I don't think that we're that far apart, but obviously Salford are kind of expected to finish in at least the promotion playoffs. We're not expected to finish anywhere near that, so the media have got them touted as going to give us a spanking. From the way we've played in pre-season, I don't see anybody giving us a spanking yet. But obviously pre-season and getting into the season proper is completely different. We'll have a look at how it goes. Hopefully we don't get absolutely battered, because that would be really unfortunate, wouldn't it? So we'll clear our substitutes bench, because I'm very happy with where we're going in terms of the actual first team itself. So we bring Cranston on. Cranston's very good there. And we'll bring on... Oh, come on, where are you? Yeah, okay. So we've got great strength in depth. That's actually something that I wanted to show you and I didn't. Where is Charlie Ball? He's injured. Okay, so Charlie Ball's injured, but we'll bring him onto the bench because we're not really going to take Russ off, I don't think. Then we want Wilson and Aaron Sibia on the bench. So we've got all the midfield covered. Where is Devontae Aaron Sibia? He's injured. Oh, I didn't even realise he's out. 2 to 3 months as well. Oh, that is a rough one. So we bring in Solanke there. Do we bring in some more defenders then? That's the question. We bring in Justin Donowa. No, we don't want Donowa. We've got to give Coley the game time. I'm going to forget this youngster otherwise. I can see it happening. And then we want one more player, guys. One more player. It's got to be Burnett, hasn't it? Just to shore up that midfield. So we've got cover now across the whole of defence, all of midfield, and all of attack. So very, very happy with our strength in depth. Really, really happy. So our first team then. Not all that different from last year's first team, in all honesty. Jamie Osborne would normally be playing the ball-winning midfielder role, but he's injured at the moment, out for quite a long time. So we've got Boot in goal, cover on the left, Shiab and Piggott in the middle, Hughes now on the right, Ball in the central midfield with Cole, McGee, Sparrow and Cox right behind Russ. Let's get into it, folks, and hope that we can have a really, really good start to the season. Now, they're expecting us to go and shore up shop. We're not going to go and shore up shop. We're going to go and try and take the game to them. Hopefully, it works out in our favour. We're going to pump our fists and say, we've got nothing to lose here. Doesn't have any effect on anybody in the squad, which is always nice, isn't it? And we'll get into the game then. So, highlight here is Hladky takes it out. Andrade goes for it. Cover actually gets there. Ryan Boot then. Just holding on to possession here. Plays it out to Piggott. Piggott's looking for the pass. Finds Cole. Back to Piggott. Out wide to Cox. Cox comes forward then. A lovely little jinking run. Plays it inside to Russ. And Russ is there. And that's a great save. And they actually do stop it from going out for the corner. A little bit upsetting for us there because that could have been a really good start to the game. Got 2 yellow cards already, which is a little bit worrying 10 minutes into the game. James Ball then plays it back to Shiab. Shiab goes up front. Plays it up front. Cox then. Goes out wide to McGee. Really poor pass there actually from Cox. Unlike him. Andrade. Wilson charges forward. He's got a lot of people on top of him. Jinks past them though and shoots just wide. Little bit of a wake-up call for the Moors there. And it's still 0-0. 20 minutes into the game then. We've been the better side. Not by much, but we have been the better side. Not a lot of highlights here, not a lot happening, but for a team who was 3-1 to lose this game and dubbed to get absolutely smashed by the media, putting up a good fight so far as Clark takes this throw in. It's headed away. McGee's going to get to it. He's got Russ in support. Does use Russ. Russ is there then. Is he going to play it back? He does. He plays it to the back post to Cox, and oh my gosh, what a save that was by Hladky. Hunter then on this left-hand side with the throw-in. Ball heads it away. Russ is there again. Plays it back to Hughes. Hughes launches it for Cox, who's through. It's pretty much one-on-one with the keeper, and Cox can't get it there. Clark keeps it in, gets it clear. And this has been a very, very good game. Hunter then. Cox intercepts Cole. Cole launches it forward for Russ. Not a very good pass. Sparrow though. Cox. Cole again. Plays it back to Russ, to Cox. Cox brings it forward. He's got Hughes on that right-hand side. Can we get across him? McGee's at the back post. And that solidifies the fact that we are not going to be pushed around this season. A nice little passage of play. We really have come out of the gates here quite nicely. I mean, Salford are no pushovers and they've played well themselves, but we need this. We need to make a statement. And if we can grab 3 points here today and do so being the better side, it's good moving forward. Obviously, it's the first game of the season, so we can't get too hyped up about the fact that we might beat one good team all season. But it's a good start. It really is. So we're going to say, pumping our feet. No, we can't say we're pumping our fists. Open arms then. I'm delighted with your performance so far. Please keep it up. You're playing very, very well. See if we can't carry on taking the game to them. Clock runs down then, 50 minutes gone. Andrade with this free kick on the left-hand side to Eastham at the back, and it's just over the bar. Warning signs that Salford are not at all out of this game. Free kick on the right-hand side. Andrade's delivery, by the way, is fantastic. That's two really nice whipped-in balls he's played. Torre on the left. Plays it all the way back then for Eastham. Eastham's being closed down. He's got to be careful here. Wilson plays it back to Eastham. Eastham all the way back to Hladky. He's being charged down by Russ. Andrade gets it to Hunter. Back to Andrade. How we didn't get a foot in there is beyond me, and Hughes really needs to look in the mirror there. Torre then on the left-hand side. Oh, and that is a really nicely worked goal. James Wilson with a lovely finish. 1-1. Where do we go from here, folks? As you can see, Hunter plays it back to Torre, and in all fairness, Hughes should have done better. Then cover as well should have done better. Wilson just gets right in front of him. Ryan Boot didn't stand too much of a chance there, right in the corner. Very, very nice goal for Salford. Pigott then launches the ball long, and what a waste that is. And Salford now building from the back really quite nicely. Cover. Plays it inside to Cole. Goes out wide to McGee. McGee's through 1-on-1, and McGee, that's his second goal of the game. Very tidy finish on his left-hand foot. His left-hand foot. Yeah, I said it. I'm not changing it. On his left-hand foot. Right across the goal. Keeper no chance. Beautiful, and an instant reply from the Moors to take the lead again. Lovely bit of football. Come on, boys. Here we go again, and Andrade again. Really got to watch this man's passing. Might have to give him some player instructions in fairness. Torre then plays it back to right, launches it up, ball, gets it to McGee. McGee plays a lovely ball through for Cox. There's plenty in support. Sparrow's there. I mean, what Cox was thinking of shooting from that angle, I've no idea when there's three players in the box waiting for the ball to come in. But it works out. Hladky just palms it out, unfortunately, to right in front of him. There's two waiting to pounce, not three. I do apologise. And Sparrow's there just to poke home from very, very close range. Nothing spectacular about the finish. Build-up play was nice, though. And that is a very good statement. If you look at the match stats here, 13 shots on goal, 10 on target. Pass completion rate is very, very similar. Been better in possession, 11 corners. We've been better all over the field here. We're just going to make a couple of changes. There's a few tired legs out there. See if we can't just freshen things up. And we bring in then Cranston for James Ball. We don't want anybody getting set off. Who else is not having the best of games? Well, everybody's having a decent game in fairness, apart from Pigott. So we're going to bring on... I suppose we should bring on Daniel. But Pigott is not really the best at central defence. He's more of a right back in fairness. And do we want to make all three changes here? I don't think we do. I think we just freshen it up a little bit, take off a couple of players who are on yellow cards, hope to finish the game out with 11 men. And do we actually drop back into a more... I think we drop back into a more balanced mentality as well now. As Hughes on his right-hand side. Passes poor. Gets it though. Again, a headed pass is poor. Out again. Okay, Cole to Cranston. Cranston goes for cover. Cover back to Shiab. Shiab up to Russ. Beautiful. Oh my word. What a goal that is. Put that on the highlight reel. The football there. I mean, are we really League 2? Look at this. Shiab. Lovely ball. Russ takes it down really nicely. Plays it out wide to McGee. McGee beautifully weighted past in for Sparrow. Wrong foots to defender. Sparrow gets in behind. Keeper's got no chance. And we was 3-1 to win today. And we've absolutely smashed Salford 4-1 here. What a result for us. Buzzing, boys and girls. Absolutely bloody buzzing. You can see from the XG, much the better side. Nobody in the game at all has played poorly. And that for us was a real state of intent. We're happy, folks. We are happy. Right, so we're going to leave it there today. I was originally going to do two, but obviously we've kind of explaining everything about the intro, what's going on there, and then breaking down who we brought in, who we've let go. I just thought that today we'd do the one game and then come back a little bit later on. We'll see what the media's got to say about what just happened there. Salford now 22nd in the league. It's the first day of the season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. but a very, very promising performance. The one thing I did want to show you then is if I come into the team report and we go into squad depth. If you look at the squad depth now, everywhere has got multiple players in every position, bar left back, but we've got cover on that left hand side anyway. We've got the young goalkeeper here, and obviously up front we know that we've got Charlie Ball and Will Russ. So we're not scared at all. I'm actually very, very happy with the squad that we've got going into this second half into the second division of league football. I think we can do the business this season, guys. I really do, in terms of not getting relegated and actually not even being involved in the relegation battle. I know that this could come back to haunt me massively if things go tits up, but I'm quite confident of a mid-table finish this season, and then we'll push on from there. If you enjoyed the video today, guys, please do not forget to drop a like. It really, really helps. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. We are uploading on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. That's all from me this afternoon, boys and girls. Take it easy. Bye-bye.